All right, welcome to Better Display Cases Exposition on basketball display cases. We often get asked what makes our display cases better. First off, one of the very, very basic things is our risers. Now, if you go out and you look at other companies' display cases, they'll have gold. It's usually cheap plastic gold risers that they use, as a matter of fact. Ours, to start with, are metal. Now, when Mo Johnson first founded the company, he's working for a while, and he's, I'm thinking about using silver black. And I look and says, never work, never sell. Sold very well, to the point that back in late summer, we've now added red, white, blue, and orange risers as well. We got green and purple that are going to be coming in the next 3 to 4 weeks or so. And then we're also looking at having pink ones. You might say, why pink? Easy explanation is, believe it or not, a lot of women buy stuff. They don't necessarily buy it for the basketball, but they use them for all kinds of things. Plus, you got breast cancer awareness, various other occasions on which you may want to use pink risers for. But I digress. Do that quite a bit, as you'll see later on. For starters, we have our 01 case. In this case, we actually went with the black risers. The nice thing about the black risers, if you're going to go with those, is they disappear against the black acrylic. Now, the black acrylic, you'll find with most companies, everybody seems to have black acrylic. In addition to the risers that set us apart, you can see here we have a clear acrylic, and we have wood, and we also have white acrylic that's going to be coming out. That looks really nice, and you'll get a chance to see that a little bit later on. So 01 case basic, it's really nice. The black has also got the hole in the middle. Our case top, there are two parts. The case top comes off and rests, as you can see, on the lower of the two. Now, the nice thing about the clear, which we just added, is that it really does make the ball look like it's floating on air. It's really kind of nice. It's one of the nice things about this case. Again, now you can also see where the color risers come into play. The next case, or next base with the case that we have, is the wood. Little less formal than the black acrylic. The black acrylic is very traditional. A lot of people use it for, it's kind of nice if you're trying to, or you have an opportunity to display different sports. You can get them all to match. With our cases, you can mix and match. You match your team colors up with the risers. Everything looks great. This is a little bit formal, a little bit more casual, but it's the wood base. Makes you think of the basketball court. And that's one of the other things that makes our cases better. With our cases, it's not about the case, it's about what you're displaying. In addition to the double riser over here, this is our 07 case. It's just got a basic wood platform. The case itself just rests right over the bottom of that. The basketball itself is on one of these clear plastic acrylic rings to help keep it from moving, sits in place. Have to be careful, you don't overpump your basketball, it gets a little tight with the case. Case will probably touch the edges of the basketball if you've got it overpumped. So this is what we've got here for our full-size basketballs. This last case over here is our mini basketball case. Pretty much all the options you have in the full basketball case is available here with the mini. And this would be a case, we've got the silver here. Nice, complements it. Maybe thinks you Captain America, red, white, blue, silver. But if you wanted to, you could go with the white risers, which will kind of help, brings out the white in it. Or if you want to bring out the red, you can go with the red risers. So that's one of the advantages that we have there, where you can mix and match depending on what kind of base you want to go with and what kind of color risers you got, depending on various team activity, whichever team that you like to support. Lastly, one of the things that's kind of a big advantage, there are some other companies that do this, not many, so we have the wall mount up here. So this is our 01 wall mount. I'll pull this off. This has also got, which I forgot to address, we've got clear cases. We've got the mirrored backing. Mirrored backing is really nice when you've got signatures, you've got a full display of things that you want, or signatures, or it's a special event, basketball, say the Final Four, and it's got your team colors on it. And that's what our wall mount looks like. Now, the way that will work, I'm going to show you here on the bottom, we've got screws that hold the risers in place. If you get the wall mount, you're going to undo the screws, which will let you off to undo the top part here. The nuts come off. You take all the nuts off, screws and risers come off. You screw them on up there through the bottom, and your wall mount will replace the overall base. The other nice thing about those feet, we had a case where somebody bought about 4 of these, and with the rubber feet, he was able to see they had various balls from over the years in one display, so he could put them over in a corner someplace and stack them up nice and neat. I'll be back in a few seconds, and we're going to talk about something other than the basketballs themselves that are associated with basketball. Okay, welcome to part 2 here. We're going to expand from beyond just the basketball, because there's other things other than the ball that you look at with basketball. Now, one of the things I did want to show you, we're going to start off over here with the baseball cap, and you notice it's on the turf. This is something else that sets us apart. We have turf. So anything with baseball, football, you can get with the turf option. The reason why I'm showing you this is what we had. We had this case, which was specifically designed to be able to display baseball hats. This one happens to be autographed by the great Frank Robinson, who just passed away. So we have our 06 case, specifically designed for baseball hats. Originally came in the traditional black acrylic. However, we started doing AstroTurf with our footballs. We decided to also use it with the baseball hats. Has become very popular. Now, you may be wondering why I'm talking about baseball hats when this is on basketball. Story here. So we had this on display. A guy came in and said, hey, do you have anything for basketball hats? We said, well, we got this. It's either in turf or black acrylic. He goes, well, turf doesn't make any sense. For basketball, where's your wood? We went, oh, didn't have one yet. So we went out and got the 06s, the 06 base in the wood. If you notice here, we've used the orange risers. Talk about how colors of the risers can help complement what you have on display. Prime example here. Brings out the orange of Tennessee. Personally, not a fan of Tennessee, but this is Mo's company, so we got a lot of Tennessee products here that we sometimes put on display. So this is what we use. It's something unique. Nobody else has. You can also get, of course, like I said, the risers, depending on your team colors. You may want to go with one of the other colored risers. We next move, the other big thing, and especially considering the way stuff pops up on our Instagram account, our Instagram feed, is the shoes. Comes in a variety of colors, everything else. Okay, and like I said, 13 traditional black acrylic, looks sharp. Like I said, tends to be more formal than with the wood bases, but I like the wood bases because it just screams basketball at you. So one of the things with the 13 too, it does come available with the wall mount. And one of the things we didn't really talk about, but here on the bottom side, they are beveled so the screw heads disappear. So if you remember when we were showing the basketball wall mount for the 01 case, you can't see the screws underneath because they are beveled. So a lot of people want to display a pair of shoes, not just one shoe. Hence the reason why we have our 25 case. So the 25 case does hold both. Now, this is the case that fits around the base. Since it's not the double base, the case is not resting on anything. So this is meant just for display. It is not intended to be as a presentation, okay? Now, one of the things that we had is people have got the shoes, but they wanted a wall mount. Well, we didn't have a wall mount because it's just a single wood base. It's not the base with the platform like we had for the 13, which led us to create the 82. Now, the advantage to the 82 is because we created it as a wall mount, but we also, because it's the wall mount, it's got the platform. So we now have an option of having the platform with your pair of shoes, and I need to get the case on there the right way, because this one is mirrored. The advantage to the mirror is it does, especially with the wall mount, that's one of the reasons why we have it. The mirror on the wall screws that attach the wall mount to the wall. It also gives you the reflection. I think it looks a little sharper, but not in all cases do you want to go with the mirror. Sometimes you're better off with the clear, especially if it's centerpiece, you want to be able to see all around. Nice thing about a mirror, as I said, it reflects the backside if you want to get it that way. This one we've gone with the orange risers, kind of highlight that fluorescent. Like I said, picking the riser color against what you're displaying, very helpful, really lets you make things pop and accent things. Now, one of the things we had talked about briefly before was we've seen the turf, we got the wood, we got the black acrylic, we had the clear. Our white acrylic is coming in our bases. This is a sample of the white acrylic. So again, you'll be able to really kind of have things pop out. Certain colors will show real well against that white as opposed to the black or the wood. So kind of recapping everything, all our colors, that's one of the things that makes us better. The different bases, you got something a little bit more formal. Black tends to disappear. It's really kind of nice there. If you got something where your sport that you're playing on turf or on grass, having the turf is really nice. Basketball, these wood, I really like the wood with the basketball. It makes you think basketball when you see the item on display. Gives you that hint. And then with the white that we've got, the clear, makes everything looks like some things really show up against the white. Now the last thing that we have that I haven't shown yet, you might be able to see behind me up here, is we have our shelves, our floating shelves. First one is the full-size basketball, and then we also have one for the mini basketball. Now what I like about this is it's less expensive, so if you just want something, it's not going to protect it from the dust or any UV light, any of that stuff. But one of the advantages you can do with this is you take this, you mount it by your front door or mount it by the door going into your garage, and that's where you store your basketball. A lot of people don't think about that. This way it's not lying in a corner somewhere. You got to spend 10 minutes to find your ball before you can go out and shoot some hoops. So if your guy likes to go out a couple days a week, shoot some hoops, maybe play some horse, that's just a nice place to use, or a nice thing to have to use to keep your ball. That concludes our basketball recap, our basketball exposition, and we look forward to talking to you again. The next one up will be on our football displays.